Well, it only took 14 years.
And welcome to yet another episode of Crown and Comments with your host and resident Goldwing guru, the one, the only, Cruiseman. Brought to you by Cruiseman's Garage Honda Goldwing Maintenance Videos.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Crown and Comments. I'm Cruiseman, and thank you, Dawn, for that wonderful introduction. Today it's not going to be Crown and Comments because it's only about 10 o'clock in the morning, and I haven't quite advanced to the morning drinking phase of my life. However, after dealing with an issue with my Sony camera this morning, took me about 30 minutes to get this whole thing to work. I may have to start drinking a little earlier in the day. So today I'm just having a bottle of Hint. So I also got so frustrated working on the camera deal, trying to get that to work, I forgot to bring my laptop in here, and I don't have access to your comments without the laptop. So let me go get that, and then we'll get to all the news and your comments and my reactions. I'll be right back.
A few moments later.
Okay, now I can deal and read with your read your comments because I've got them all on the computer. Actually, they're on the cloud. They'll get me started on the cloud. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time explaining my frustration this morning. Basically, I have a Sony camera that I use as my main camera here in the studio. And I have an iPad sitting in front of me that I use as a monitor. So this has a Sony software on it that lets me connect to the camera via Wi-Fi or Bluetooth or whatever, dark art that it uses for that. And it lets me see how I'm framed in the image, plus I can stop recording, make some adjustments to the camera settings if I need to, but I've pretty much got it set up the way I need it, so I don't need to do that, but I do start and stop recording. The problem is the software for the iPad, the app for the iPad, very rarely connects cleanly to the camera. I usually have to open and close the app several times, then finally it will connect to the camera. This has been a problem for years, ever since I've had this camera. And I don't know why Sony can't get their app to work, but apparently they can't. Well, today, and it's always something new. Every week or every time I do this, I get some new message or some new error. It's getting to be this way with almost every piece of software now. Every time I go, because they update things constantly, and it just adds frustration because I never can. As soon as I learn how to do something, they change it. So I spend all my time trying to relearn how these new things work. And I guess maybe I'm just getting too old for this. I don't know. Most of us grew up in the area of appliances. Like a toaster, a toaster didn't change. You push the button, toast comes out. You don't have to think about it. It doesn't change. Even a microwave, pretty much it's an appliance. You can walk in and use any microwave, figure out how to make it work. These things, they're constantly changing them, so they're not appliances. You're constantly in a state of having to relearn things. Same with the cell phone. Every app on here is different. They all use different nomenclature, different words for the same thing. Anyway, enough of my complaining about that. But this morning it took me about 30 minutes to get this thing to connect to the camera because they kept wanting me to sign in to some cloud account. I don't think I have a cloud account with Sony, and I don't know why I need to have a cloud account. I just need the damn iPad to connect to the camera. So anyway, how's your day been? I'm going to talk about the shirt here in a second. First, I want to give you a quick update on our group cruise, which is coming up January 30th, 2027. It's the first time we've done this. We blocked some space on a cruise ship, Norwegian Luna, one of the newest ships out there. Very cool ship. We were on the sister ship last year, and many of you have already signed up for this. We've actually sold out all of our cabins, but there are still some cabins available on the ship. So if you book a cruise and you want to go with us to the Caribbean, 7-night cruise, we're going to have a lot of fun. And I want to tell you about our sponsors, because recently we have acquired some sponsors for this cruise. Southern Honda POWERSPORTS out in Eastridge, Tennessee is one of our sponsors. Thank you to them. And what they're doing is they're going to be able to make it available for us to have some drawings and some giveaways and some pretty cool stuff. So I've also been able to get Bullet Break. Many of you know about Bullet Break. We're going to be doing some drawings for Bullet Break. We're going to be doing some drawings for Pathfinder LED, which is another one of our sponsors. So, and Cruiseman's Garage Goldwing Maintenance Videos is another sponsor, my other company that makes the videos for the maintenance videos. We have sponsors now. I highly recommend, if you want to go with us on this cruise, you book it now, because the ship is almost full. I mean, it's filling up. Go to Where's Walter Travel. I'll put links in the description of the video if you're interested in going on the group cruise. Or you can just go to cruisemansgarage.com/group cruise, all lowercase, and that will take you to the same place. Another quick update on my tooth. You may notice I still have a lisp. That's because I'm still wearing this little plastic thing with a fake tooth in the front. This has been going on for almost a year now. I had a front tooth pulled because of an infection. I've been waiting to get an implant. The implant finally, we think it's finally held. I had to have a bone graft, and it took a long time for my natural bone to heal around that bone graft and to, I guess, adhere to the implant. But it finally has. I just went to the dentist the other day, and they have ordered my new tooth. So hopefully by the next Crown and Comments, I won't have this issue of lisping. I'm spitting everywhere. This crap, it just flies out of my mouth because I can't control it. This thing in my mouth is just, and it's really affected my video making, because I'll give you an example. I'll shoot a lot of video during the week, and I work in the mornings. I'm an early morning person, so I like to get up in the morning, sit down at the computer, and do voiceover. Well, I can't do voiceover without this in my mouth, this fake tooth thing, because otherwise, every time I say the word S, it's like F. It's just, some of you may have noticed it. But I drink coffee in the morning, so I like to have my couple of cups of coffee while I'm working. Well, the problem is, if I'm drinking coffee, I can't have this thing in because it's plastic. It'll get hot. So I have to have it out. So I have to drink my coffee first. Then I have to brush my teeth and do all that, put this thing in, and then do my voice. It really affects my schedule. It's thrown off my whole daily schedule of doing things. Also, there's a lot of times I'll just, on a whim, I'll say, I want to go out in the garage and shoot something real quick, shoot a video. Well, I have to remember, I have to put this in first. So I'll go out there and get everything all set up, get the lights all set up, get the camera on the tripod, get everything going, and I forgot I don't have my fake tooth in, so I got to go put that thing in. It's just a hassle. I know, first world problems, I get that. Hopefully this will be coming to an end. Hopefully this thing works next month and we'll get the tooth in. The next piece of news is those of you that have my Honda Goldwing maintenance video series. Hopefully you are on the OTT platform. You'll know because if you go to ott.cruisemansgarage.com, you'll be able to access your videos. This replaced, about 3 years ago, I replaced my old Video On Demand service with the OTT platform. It's a better platform all the way around. It has a search function, has an online forum. It has, and most importantly, if you have trouble logging in and you contact me, I have a way to send you a login email. I didn't have that ability with Video On Demand. I didn't have your information. You could sign up for Video On Demand, and I didn't even know you had signed up. I don't know who you are. I have no email address. I have no way to reach out to you. Well, as I suspected might happen, that's why I changed over to OTT. Video On Demand with Vimeo, the company that puts all this together, they are dropping Video On Demand. So if you have my videos through Video On Demand and you have not upgraded to the OTT platform, you need to do so, or by the end of I think it's the end of September, you're no longer going to have access to my videos. And I want you to be able to have access to those videos. So send me an email at info@cruisemansgarage.com, and I'll make sure to send you a link where you can upgrade. Now, it's about $32 or $33 to upgrade to this new system. Most of you have moved over to the new platform, but just in case, for some of those of you who have not, now if you're not watching this video and you don't get my emails for whatever reason, you're probably not going to know until you try to go access your videos one day and they're just not going to be there. I suspect at that point you'll contact me and then we'll get you sorted out. But the problem is I have no way of knowing if you had my on-demand videos, so I need some proof of purchase. You can get an invoice from Vimeo that you can then email to me. I'll send you an email and explain this whole process. If you're interested and you haven't upgraded already, send me an email. I'll send you what I need from you. It's on my website as well. So cruisemansgarage.com. Vimeo On Demand going away will be completely replaced with the OTT platform. I think it's starting in September. Not positive. Okay. Got to talk about the elephant in the room. Some of you may already know by now.
I don't know how to put this, but I'm kind of a big deal. I'm very important.
I believe it was on around the end of June or the very 1st of July. I looked at my YouTube account and I had reached 100,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel. Now, I've talked about this for years. This channel has been around for 14 years.
Hey everybody, welcome to Cruiseman's Garage. Today we're going to talk about HJC's newest modular flip face helmet, the Cymax 3.
It took me 14 years to do what some of these kids are doing in 6 months, but that's another story. I have no bitter feelings over that. 14 years, it's hard to believe. Think about 14 years ago, what things were like 14 years ago when I started this YouTube channel. It's been a long haul. I want to thank all of you for supporting the channel. I reached out to some of my other YouTube friends to let them know, my YouTube members who are members of the YouTube channel. They pay a monthly fee to be a member of the channel. They get some behind the scenes. I made sure to make a video for them to thank them and let them know, and before I put this video out. But I want to thank all of you. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for being part of this journey. It's been a long journey. I have not received my silver play button yet. I haven't even gotten confirmation from YouTube yet, and I don't know where I'll put it, but you damn sure better believe it'll be up there somewhere where you'll have to look at it. I even have another thing I'm thinking about. So, you know me, I take things in stride. I'm not gonna make a big deal out of 100,000. But I do want to thank my YouTube friends that helped me, other guys out there that have Goldwing YouTube channels like Robert White. Of course, Mac with Gold Rider 1 has always been made a big push to help me get to 100,000. Thanks, guys, for all your support over the years and being friends. It's meant a lot. And as we get older, I think motorcycling takes on a whole different meaning. We all ride for different reasons, but I think the main reason I ride and what I gain from it now, it is kind of an escape. It is a way for me to not think about some of these things that as you get older, you just naturally think about. You let me know in the comments what are your reasons, but there's nothing more enjoyable, and it just kind of revives your spirit, especially if you're able to get on some nice 2-lane country roads with nice scenery and just get away from everything. Sometimes I don't even play the radio or music. I just want the sound of the wind and the engine and my thoughts. So anyway, thanks again for all your support. Okay, when we come back, this is going to be a short episode today. It's not going to be my typical 45-minute long episode. There's not really a rant today. I could do a rant on this medical dental thing. I think I'll save that for next month. I just want to get to your comments and respond to your comments. So it's going to be a little bit of a short one this month. Thanks again for joining me. We'll be right back with your comments and my reaction. Okay, welcome back to Crown and Comments. You'll also maybe notice, if you're a fan of the show, that I'm not doing a 2-camera setup. Normally, I have my Ace Pro 2 over here, and I'll do kind of a cut back and forth between 2 camera shots. I'm not doing that today. I'm just doing the 1 camera. And by the way, I think I'm going to sell my Ace Pro 2. Great camera. These are great action cameras. I'm really loving Insta360 and what they're doing. So if any of you are interested in an action camera, I have an Ace Pro 2. Make you a good deal. Send me an email, info@cruisemansgarage.com, and I'll send you back everything that comes with it. It'll come with an SD card. I think I've got some extra batteries. I'm not sure about that, but I think I do. Whatever I've got for it, I'll send along. Looks like new. It's in great shape. It's a great camera. But I've just got too many cameras. I've got the Go Ultra now that I use a lot. I've got my X5 Insta360 that I use when I'm riding. So I just don't really need that Ace Pro 2. So anyway, let me get in here and pull up, where are we here? And by the way, this appliance that I'm wearing for this upper tooth kind of hurts. It's very tight. So, okay, first comment is from Paul Marion. This is on the video I did, my review of the Helite airbag vest, which I am wearing every time I ride now. And Paul said, I just got one of these vests about a month ago. The light turns green when it's charging. So I unplug it, then turn it on, and the light changes to red and beeps. And he has like an unhappy face. That sounds like something's not working right. I don't know what it is. Maybe I don't know. I don't have that problem, Paul. I would contact Helite. There sounds like you need a customer support on that. There's something not right. I haven't experienced that. Mark's Garage, one of my members and another YouTuber. Check out Mark's Garage 17 if you haven't done so already. This is the video. I put out a video on the America's 250th birthday on Independence Day. And Mark just said, thanks, Chris. I agree 100%. Best country on earth. Cheers. I tell you what, One of the greatest things to come out of this FIFA World Cup being here in the United States is the number of videos I've seen from people from Europe who come here and they have been blown away. They absolutely love America. They don't want to leave. They want to move here. And they are completely, their opinion of our country has completely changed because the media in their country has been so negative towards America. They were expecting it to be nothing but filthy, dirty, crime-ridden. And sure, we have those problems in places, but they've been surprised by how hospitable Americans are, how nice everybody is.
The media has been lying to you about America, and the World Cup just proved it. For years, European and Canadians have been fed the same narrative. America is dangerous. Americans are ignorant. The culture is shallow. The food will kill you. And people believed it. Why? Because they saw it on the news. They read it online. They never actually went. Then the World Cup came, and millions of people who had never set foot in the US suddenly showed up. And you know what they found? Friendly people, incredible energy, stadiums that blew their minds, hospitality they didn't even expect. Video after video of Europeans and Canadians saying, I had no idea, I was completely wrong, this is nothing like what I was told. And that's exactly the problem. The media doesn't profit from you having a good experience. It profits from fear, division, outrage. A Canadian family having the time of their life in Texas doesn't get clicks, you know? A crime story does. So that's all you ever see. That's all you ever hear. And slowly, without even realizing it, your entire worldwide view gets shaped by people who want you to be afraid. And look, in my opinion, the World Cup didn't just bring football to America. It accidentally broke the most powerful propaganda machine in the world, because people finally went and saw it for themselves. So stop letting a screen decide what you think about a place. Go experience it, because I promise you the truth is always different from what they're selling you.
Everybody that's come over here, it's been real heartening to see their reaction to how they feel about our country. And it also is a window into the media and how they portray the country negatively. Our own media does it too, not just the European media. Our media does it too. And anyway, it's just been a real joy to watch some of those videos. Thank you, Mark. Kay Hinder said, huge congratulations, Cruiseman. I had posted a graphic showing that I had reached 100,000 subscribers, and he was just congratulating me. Thank you, Kay. Appreciate that. David Nosco, I used to be an average watcher of Cruiseman until he started charging a monthly fee. No more. There is no fee to see my videos on YouTube, other than unless you're a member. If you want to be a member and get some behind the scenes videos, there is. There's also a fee if you want my maintenance video series, but it's always been that way. So you can still access my YouTube channel at no cost and I have over 1,000 videos out there that there's no charge for. So David, I think maybe you just didn't understand that. Goldwing number 7 said, what happened to your motto, go show chrome or go home? He's referring to a lot of the show chrome accessories that I had installed on my previous Goldwings. Well, it's a very good question. Show chrome, for whatever reason, has stopped producing a lot of the products that they made for the Honda Goldwing. They've really gotten heavily into ATVs and the Can-Am Spyders. I'm not sure why they think that market's bigger than the Honda Goldwing market, but that for some reason they've kind of changed gears and gone in that direction. I still love the show chrome products that I had on my other bikes, and I still want one of their rider backrests for this bike. but I have not received it yet, and I don't know if they're back ordered or if they just no longer make them. So there's a lot of products that Showchrome had for the Goldwing that they no longer make. So that's why. Howie Rides says, I hope you can do product review of the Nelson Rig Route 1 Destination Backrest Rack Bag. This is in response to the video I did on the Viking bag. And I am not familiar with that Nelson Rig Route 1 Destination Back. Man, that's a mouthful. But you know, if you have products like this that you'd like me to review, the best thing to do would be to reach out to these companies like Nelson Rig and have them contact me. I don't have time to contact all these different companies for all these different products. Generally speaking, when I review a product, especially if it gets a good positive review, they're going to sell hundreds or thousands of this product based on my review if it turns out to be a good review. It's in their best interest to reach out to me to send me the product. So anyway, that's what I would advise you to do, because I get probably 10 requests a week from companies that have products they want to send me and have me review. Now, I know the deal. They want to send me a free product so they get a free review video done. I get the way this works. And they, of course, want a good review. But it's to the point now there's just too many products out there. Now, a lot of them aren't Goldwing specific. A lot of them are tools and tire inflators and things like that. So I can only review so many of those things. Anyway, thank you for that. I appreciate that. Ultimate Dazzle, this is on my airbag review, said you haven't mentioned the electronic fork sensor. Without it, it isn't fully functioning. It's made for a round fork. So how do you fit it on the Goldwing? I have no idea what you're talking about. If any of you have a clue to what he's talking about, please put it in the comments down below. I would appreciate it. This is from Oleska I don't know how to say it. Oleska. We'll just call him Oleska. And this is on the video I did. I guess I did an oil change video. This looks like my I don't know if it's my 2018 or I guess it's my 2024 Goldwing, where I did the first oil change. He said, how do you reset the oil counter? I don't know of anything like that on a Goldwing. Do you guys have an oil counter? I'm not aware of it. Maybe I missed something somewhere. Okay, William Milivek said, why would someone pay $349 for your maintenance videos when I can purchase a set of factory shop manuals for $159? That is a great question, and one that I would like to answer, because I do have the shop manual for the 2018 Goldwing. The Honda service manual, which is $159, is what he said. I thought it was more than that, but let's just go with his number. The Honda service manual will tell you what needs to be done to accomplish a certain task. I'll give you a real quick example. Let's talk about replacing your air filter. Okay, when it comes time to replace your air filter, you go to the shop manual and it will say, okay, first you need to remove this. Go to page 79. And you go to page 79 and it tells you how to remove that part. It doesn't really tell you how. It tells you what you need to do. So for example, in one step it will say remove the center panel switch. And that's all it says. It doesn't tell you how to remove the center panel switch. It just says remove it. So in fact, on my 2018, when all I had was the shop manual, I was trying to remove that center panel switch, and unbeknownst to me, there's a little hook underneath that you have to slide it up and then lift it off. The manual says nothing about that little hook. So if you're not careful, you can break the base of that center panel switch, and that's about a $700 part, because they don't tell you how, the procedure for removing it. The videos, plus on the shop manual on something like the air cleaner, you'll be going back and forth from this page to this page to this page, because it'll say you need to remove this, and that they talk about that on page 135. So you go to page 135 and you have to do all that. And then it will say the next thing is you have to remove this, and it'll say you need to go to page 65, and then you have to go that. So you spend half your day going back and forth through that manual, but it still is not going to tell you and show you in detail all of the little things that need to be done to make that happen. That's why I made the videos. The service manual is written for a Honda service tech that works on motorcycles all day, every day. So when Honda says do this, Honda assumes that the technician knows enough about Honda motorcycles put together to figure out how to do those things. But those guys go through training too. They go through Goldwing training that you're not getting access to as a consumer. So they're simply using the service manual as a reference guide for something they learned how to do during some online course they took or in-person course they took on maintenance. That's why so many people have purchased the maintenance videos. And I think you're going to find out that they will more than pay for themselves, because I've had so many people tell me they did. Okay, thank you for the question. That's a very good question. F6B Adventures, this is Adam. If you haven't been to F6B Adventures YouTube channel, make sure you check it out. He's got some really cool videos. Again, he was commenting on my little post I did about 100,000 subscribers. He said, what is the weather like at the top? And I replied back and I said, it's very cold up here at the top. So, but thank you for that, Adam. Appreciate it. This is on a video I did a couple of years ago, on comparing the Goldwing to the BMW K1600. I was just checking out this review for my new bike purchase. All I can say is that I need to nap. What a boring review. Signed, Ricky. Sorry, Jamie Griffin. Well, Jamie, I'm sorry it was boring. I'll try to do better. That's all I can say. Thanks for watching, though. Dean Kurtz, thank you. Happy Independence Day. This was on my 4th of July message. 80,000 miles on a 2019 GL 1800. Should I change the wheel bearings? I think it's going to depend on how you ride, where you ride. If you've been in a lot of wet conditions, a lot of water getting up on the wheels and the bearings. If you're in a relatively dry climate and you haven't ridden through big puddles of water, you probably don't have to do it, but it wouldn't hurt. At 80,000 miles, probably wouldn't hurt to get those wheel bearings changed. They can check, when you take it into the dealer, or even you can check if you put it up on the center stand, you can lock that front wheel and you can kind of rock it back and forth. And if there's very much play in that front wheel, then you're going to have to replace those bearings. And you can do the same on the rear wheel too. Gold Rider 1, Mac, Gold Rider 1 on the seat bag. This is the most detailed review of a tactical bag ever. This is what makes you the master of product reviews. Thank you, Mac. I'll put that check in the mail to you for that compliment. Thank you very much. Okay, this is MT Gone. I have a 2014 Goldwing dark blue. I've heard that when Honda moved the GW production to Japan, they mixed the clear coat into the paint. What I found is that the paint chips if you look at it wrong. I don't think they mixed the clear coat in with the paint. I've never heard of that. But the clear coat is very soft on the Goldwings. It's not a very hard clear coat. Mark's Garage again. This is on my seat bag review. Good evening, Chris. Thanks for your review of the Viking bag for possible use for the Honda Goldwing Tour. I think there's an opportunity for someone, maybe Honda, to create the bag for the back seat area. I use a roll bag, which is waterproof, 40 liters. It works, but does not fit that area. You know, I've been amazed that one of these companies doesn't specifically make a bag for the Honda Goldwing rear passenger seat for solo riders to use for extra storage. It blows me away. Now, that Kuryakin bag that Robert White has, can't remember the name of it, it sort of has that curve to it, so it does sort of fit that area pretty well. But it is so tall that you can't open the trunk. Somebody needs to come up with a bag that has not a hinge, but some way where the top of it would flip up with the trunk. And I could design it, but who the hell would I get to make the thing? But I think they would really sell well. Thanks, Mark, for that comment. I agree. Honda's not going to do it. I don't know why, but they're just not. Anyway, guys, thanks for the support. Excited about the 100,000. Only took 14 years. Man, 14 years. Man, God. And 1,000 videos. Anyway, nevertheless, I appreciate your support. Thanks for supporting the channel. If you enjoyed this video, do me a favor, give it a thumbs up. That really does help my YouTube rankings. I guess I still need to do that. Maybe what we're going to do now, go to 200,000? I don't have another 14 years left in me of this, okay? So it's going to happen pretty quick. Thanks for joining me today. I'll see you next month. I've got some other videos coming out soon. Can't wait to get this tooth resolved so I don't have the lisp anymore. I told my dentist, I said the one thing I'm concerned about is I don't want a lisp. I want this thing to fit so that I don't have a lisp. So she's been put on notice. So anyway, thanks guys for joining me. I appreciate it. I will see you next time. Until I see you next time, remember to ride often, but ride safe.